Hi, guys and gals. So here we are at the start of another week, but we've got some fun stuff on tap to make us forget about Monday. Hopefully, although my Monday wasn't too hectic today. Not as bad as some of them anyway. 2 breaks on tap for tonight. A half case of Leaf Best of Basketball. We normally break that kind of stuff as a full case. However, this was like a half case that they gave me X number of cases and another half case, and I wasn't going to turn it down, so we'll break that. And then we're also going to break the back half of a case of donruss baseball. We started that case sometime last week, I think it was. But before we get rolling with ripping things, we do have a little bit of information that we go over. So feedback, 100% automated. That's done just so you don't ever have to wait on me. Anytime you leave positive feedback for me, you're going to instantly get the same in return. And of course, the second more important message there is a big thank you. Appreciate you spending part of your evening with me, and always appreciate those who jump in and bid and break and chat. We are looking right now at things that are listed on eBay that are going to be coming up over the next few days. So tomorrow night we're going to open a Leaf Autograph Multi-Sport jersey. That is sold, spots are sold by first letter of the last name. It's all listed in the football category. Also, Cornerstones Basketball, National Treasures Football, and Inception Baseball, all by the full case. Well, the multi-sport jersey isn't. The cards are all by the full case for tomorrow night. Wednesday is Gypsy Queen release day, so we'll open a half case of that along with the 3-box inner case of Onyx Preferred Players autograph baseballs. On Thursday, we're going to open a Gold Rush autograph basketball jersey. Excuse me. Leaf Metal Sports Heroes in the jumbo case, right? The one we broke the other night was the hobby version with 20 hits. This is the jumbo case with 36 hits, so almost twice as much. And once again, our spots will be listed by the first letter of the last name, and they can all be found in the football category on eBay. After that, a 16-box case of Inception Baseball and 6 boxes of Select Basketball first off the line. Woohoo! So Thursday night, we're actually going to be kind of busy Thursday night, but it's all good. It's all good. We'll have a lot of fun with that stuff. On Friday, we're going to start early. We're going to start at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific, which means that the auctions are going to end, probably in 6:45 to 7 o'clock range. So those of you who are used to our regular bid times, be aware it's all time shifted. We're only going to open one thing on Friday, and that is Friday's new release, which is Prism Draft Picks Football, and we will open a 16-box case of that. Well, as it stands right now, that's the only thing we're going to open. I might decide tomorrow to drop in a 3-day auction of something else that maybe some Inception or something, but we'll decide that tomorrow. For now, that's all for Friday night. On Saturday, we're going to open a half case of Gypsy Queen Baseball, and that will be it for Saturday as it stands right now. So here's the information that you need to know for tonight. We've got 1 free shipping break and 1 paid shipping break. The free break is Leaf Best Basketball. Anytime you do a break with me and it has totally free shipping, it's going to be projected to get out the door about a week after the auction ends, as in that's the latest it will go out Monday a week from today. Most of the time that stuff goes a lot faster, but that should be the latest. Paid shipping break tonight is donruss Baseball. Look for that to be on the way to you about Thursday, maybe before if things go well, but shouldn't be any later than Thursday. And what else? Consolation cards. You don't have to worry about that in donruss Baseball. Every team is going to pull cards. In Leaf Best Basketball, if your team is not pulled, you don't get a card or anything in there. Because it is a free shipping break tonight, generally, I'm just going to hold on to your consolation cards, and I would send it the next time you have a package heading your way. If you do get skunked in that tonight and you want that consolation card sent right away, all you need to do, drop me a line, let me know, we'll get you covered. So, 5 boxes of 2018-19 Leaf Best of Basketball. This one is a half case break, but this is break number 7 for us on this product. And of course, it ended tonight on eBay the 25th of March, Monday night. And team names are there on the left-hand side, winning bidder, user ID across from each team. Note that we do have one special category in here, and that is for any redemption. Now, most, all hopefully of you know that this is a buyback product. So any redemption would not be for a player card in this particular instance. It would be for either like a sealed box of cards, a sealed pack of cards, or maybe some sealed memorabilia, something like that. That's something that Leaf added this year, so that's how that works. Each one of our boxes will have one buyback card and one Leaf original card. Our Leaf original card, of course, will not have necessarily the team name on it because Leaf doesn't have the license to do that, but it will have, should have enough information that we'll be able to tell where it goes. If there's any question about where something goes, we can always refer back to those special circumstances area on the listing description for some guidelines if we need to. But basically, current players are going to go to current team and that sort of thing. But everyone we've found in here have been pretty cut and dried. We haven't had a whole lot of weird things coming out of here, so I think we'll be able to identify it without a whole lot of problem. Ray, you probably just missed all that rundown that we did, but it will be the next break after this. So yeah, always at the start of the break, guys, that's when we do the order, everything breaks in, and all the boring stuff about shipping and when you can expect things to go out and all that fun stuff, always at the top of the break, and then it comes up again before each particular product breaks. So LaMelo Ball, of course, he didn't have a team, right? He's a teenager. He will be given out using random.org, so that's where we'll deal with that one at the end of the break. Our first hit here happens to be a little Donovan Mitchell rookie jersey autograph there for the Jazz. It is graded card grade 9, autograph grade to a 10, and it's at a Crown Royal from last year. Card is numbered to 199. Next up, that is Oscar Robertson. We've had Oscar before, so here's the deal. He's a Hall of Famer and retired guy, so he's going to go by length of service, and the longest he played were the Cincinnati Royals, which that team that used to be called the Cincinnati Royals is currently known as the Sacramento Kings. So cards always stay with their franchise. That'll be heading to the Kings. Next up, we have a hit for the Mavericks, and that is Mr. Dirk Nowitzki on here. Decade of dominance out of 2011-12 limited. Boy, it didn't grade well, though, did it? It's graded at a 6.5, autograph grade to 10, and card is numbered to 10. So, yeah, it's a shame it didn't grade a little better, though. But nonetheless, that's headed to the Mavericks with Dirk Nowitzki. Bill Russell. Okay, Bill Russell here. We will have to look up his length of service. I think that's the first Bill Russell Leaf original that we've pulled out of, what, we opened 6 full cases in this half. That's our first Bill Russell. So I'll double check, make sure he's going to the right place. Lonzo Ball out of Flawless. How about that, Lakers? That is a rookie hit, and it is numbered to 5 with Lonzo Ball Lakers Flawless. That's, wow, we've got Donovan Mitchell and Lonzo. That's an incredible patch, and the Lakers quite well there. Yeah, MJM, I'm with you. That card graded to 6.5, kind of crazy. You don't usually, most cards, if they're, don't look like they'd grade any better than that, they usually don't have them in there. But, then, don't send them in for grading. But somebody sent that one in. Steph Curry, Golden State Warriors, is our Leaf original. And our graded card is Kevin Durant. He has been really prevalent in Leaf Best of Basketball this year. This particular one, he is in the Oklahoma City Thunder colors. And, of course, more importantly, says Oklahoma City Thunder on it. Card is numbered to 49. Autograph grades to 10. And the card grade is to 9. Looks like it came out of 12-13 Elite originally. And one left to go. Our base card there is Dennis Rodman, headed to the Bulls. And believe it or not, it is another Donovan Mitchell for the Jazz. So, wow, if you had the Jazz, you ended up with a pair of Donovan Mitchell rookie hits. How about that? Card is graded to 9. Autograph is graded to 10. And this is a new, new breed, as the card said. It's out of Status Basketball originally. I don't see any number on it, so I'm going to, unless I'm overlooking it, it doesn't appear to be numbered. So I think Bill Russell is a Celtic, but let's just go double check. Let me just go double check his length of service there, guys, and I'm going to make sure so that I'm not telling you the wrong thing. Not that anybody's probably all crazy over a base card, but that's all right. We like to get it right, so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to go check it out right now. Bill Russell, let's pull it up here. Length of service for Bill Russell. Where are you? It's loading, 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 loading. Did he even play anywhere other than the Celtics? I really don't think he did, but yeah, he was 100% Boston Celtics. So I thought that was the case, but you never know. It's always better to look it up than to guess. Now, LaMelo Ball here. We got to give that guy out using random.org. And I got to bring you with me, don't I? I'm going over there myself, didn't bring you. So here's the way this is going to work. It's simple here. I'm going to copy all of the team names, including the redemption spot, because they had a vested interest in here, paid for their spot as well. And then we're going to go over here to random.org, whereby I'm going to drop it in there. And by drop it in, I mean paste it. I'll scroll through it so you can see that every team is in there. Because we have 10 or more items in our list, we're going to hit random only one single time. Whoever ends up in that number one bidding position after the fact will get this LaMelo Ball card here. And it comes up for the Charlotte Hornets. So let me get something to put that in that I can write on, so that I will remember later that that's going to the Charlotte Hornets. And then we're going to recap. All right. And of course, obviously, you just saw me put it in the bag, so you know I'm writing on the bag, not the card, obviously, or anything like that. So, all right. So the LaMelo Ball here was given out by way of random to the Hornets. Next up is the Bill Russell, which we did verify as a Celtic. I thought he was, but again, guys, you know me. I'm always going to go make sure. Dennis Rodman is a Chicago Bull. Steph Curry, Golden State Warriors. Oscar Robertson, by length of service, headed to the Sacramento Kings, which is the current name of the former Cincinnati Royals. Donovan Mitchell for the Jazz with a graded rookie hit. A little Mr. Kevin Durant for the Oklahoma City Thunder. There's that very nice Lonzo Ball flawless to 5 with a great patch to go along with it. I know he didn't have as great a season this sophomore outing, but that's still an awfully nice hit if you've got the Lakers. Dirk Nowitzki here for the Mavericks. Nice card, but graded only to 6.5, which is a little less than we would have expected. And then another Donovan Mitchell rookie hit, this one out of Crown Royal. So we got a couple there for the Jazz, and that wraps up that half case of Leaf Best of Basketball, and that is, for real, all the Leaf Best of Basketball. I thought last time we were done when I found the half case that I had not remembered. And bear with me, I'm going to tweak that setting just a tiny little bit more, so maybe we can look at things up a little bit closer when we roll through this next group. All right, let me put spreadsheet up here again for those of you who missed it. And let me catch up on chat here as well. Danny, yeah, for sure, he's a Celtic. As I said, that's what we thought, but I always like to go look it up, so we're good there. Jay Allen, you need the Phillies and the Royals and donruss. And you said to trash LaMelo. Well, you know, you're glad you didn't have the Hornets. Okay, well, there you go. And Danny, yeah, I'm sure you just saw the recap, right? We obviously, yeah, just did the recap, so I'm assuming you caught that when we did it. So for those of you who were not signed on a minute ago and did not see this earlier, once again, the Leaf Best of Basketball, the free shipping break, be on the way no later than a week from today, probably a lot sooner, but no later than that. And our paid shipping break for Donruss should be on the way to you roughly Thursday, possibly sooner, but probably around that time frame. And consolation cards, once again, won't be needed in Donruss. Leaf Best of Basketball will be held until your next package ships, simply because it was a free shipping break. Unless you hit me up and tell me you want it right away, in which case I'll take care of it. So this is going to be an 8-box half case of 2019 Donruss baseball. This is the back half of a case that we started, I don't know, a week or so ago. And this is break number 4. Same format where we have the team names on one side. Your name is up in lights across from your team on the opposite side. And this is kind of a long break. So might as well settle in for this one. It takes 8 boxes in here. So it does take a little while to get through it. There's lots of cards in every box, so it will keep us pretty busy. And speaking of which, I think I forgot and left my water sitting in the other room, so I'm going to grab that. I'll be right back. Now, I'm going to guess most everyone has probably done a Donruss break or two by now. But on the off chance that someone hasn't, the deal is this. There are 3 hits per box, and it's an either-or kind of configuration. So it can be 3 autographs, it could be 3 relics, it could be any combination of the 2. There are also an incredible number of parallels in here, and a lot of numbered cards as well. In fact, I dare say there are almost as many parallels as there are base cards. There's a tremendous number of them. And here's what that means to you. Because there are so many, we're not gonna, as we go through the first box, we'll take a little bit longer look at some of that stuff. But then after that, as we're just going through it on the regular run, we're not going to stop and talk about every single one of those parallels, or even necessarily all of the numbered cards unless they're low numbered, just because there are so many of them. And it's a kind of a long break even without taking time to do that. So again, we'll spend a little extra time on them first box, and then we'll kind of keep on keeping on from there on out. Chris is here, and he says he needs a Rhys Hoskins autograph. Jay Allen, you got to hit the sack, you said. And you need some Phillies and Royals love for your teams. All right, we're going to try it. We're going to try it and see if we can't get that going for you. Yeah, that's right, Jay Allen. We have been hitting Rhys Hoskins for you out of here on the other breaks, haven't we? Remember that now. We did hit... In fact, one of the breaks, I think you got autograph and relic, if I'm remembering right. But I might not be. Could have been an entirely different break or product. You guys know it's hard for me to remember as many cards as I handle on any given day. Okay, so there's Mr. Acuna. We're going to find lots and lots of those that say Elite Series, and that one's numbered to 999. They can be numbered to various things, but for the most part, they're relatively high numbered. We will also find lots of these hollow foils that are career stats and or season stats. They're going to have a variety of numbers on them. That one was to 477. So in general, unless it is a lower numbered type thing, we won't stop on those going forward. Anytime you see one that is numbered specifically to 99 on the front, that tells you it's going to have a hollow foil back. That's what that 99 numbering on the front always equals on, well, I should say on unsigned cards. If it's signed, it could be, different numbering, obviously. That is numbered to 999. It's a highlights card. Again, that particular insert typically going to be pretty high numbered. And there's a little Mookie Betts parallel. And it has more of what I would call a cardstock type back, like a vintage feel to the back, but it doesn't have, they are not numbered. We'll find several of those with various players. Now, the 150th anniversary, they are numbered. And they are numbered to, you guessed it, 150. So we'll stop on those if we catch them, but we won't necessarily flip them over every time, since we know that they're all going to be numbered to 150. Jesse, there isn't any other half of Leaf Best of Basketball. Those were, we've already broken all the full cases that I have, and that, you might have heard me mention that earlier, that I have a distributor that sent me X number of cases and then another half case to go with it, and that was the half case that they sent. So again, a hollow foil back to $99. So yeah, there is no back half of that case. All the other stuff we broke as full cases. I just didn't turn it down, you know, when they said you can have whatever it was. I think that particular distributor might have been 1.5 cases. And so I could have said, no, I just want the one, but I figured, yeah, send me the 1.5, you know. Sometimes I take those odd lot and sometimes I don't. Just depends on the product. There's Mike Moustakas, Kansas City Royals with a relic. That was our first hit that we've seen out of this box. And then we have a little franchise features, and this has 2 different teams on it. We've got on the back your up-and-comers and then your established players on the front. That particular one is numbered to 249, but all of those franchise features will set over there in what I call the housekeeping area. At the end of the break, we will award them to either the team on the front or the team on the back, and we'll use random.org to help us sort that out. This is Marco Luciano, and it is the San Francisco Giants. He's a prospect, of course, so a little relic hit there for rated prospects. And that was our second hit out of the first box tonight. Oh, looks like Greg's jumped in. How are you tonight, Greg? You recovered from that close call your Duke Blue Devils had? Man, I tell you what, for all the world, it looked like they were going to lose that game, didn't it? To UCF, I'm surprised, really, that they pulled it out. It did not look like they were going to be able to, but at the last minute, there they came. That's why it's March Madness, right? Although, pretty predictable this year, as a matter of fact. Our Sweet 16 teams all pretty low seeded for the most part. Nothing really crazy happened in terms of upsets as a whole. So we're cruising into the Sweet 16 about with most of the teams we thought we would see, I believe. Reese McGuire, Toronto Blue Jays, is our third hit out of this box and our first signature of the night. But yeah, March Madness, I love it. My favorite time of year. Yeah, of course. You know, any win in the NCAA tournament is a big win. You got that right. I mean, there's when it's one, you got to win or go home. Any win is a big win. I agree with you there. Of course, Saturday, we both ended up with the late game. Your Duke Blue Devils, the late game on CBS, and my Kentucky Wildcats will be playing about the same time as the late game on TNT. Nelson, you're asking about what? The Prism draft picks? If that's what you are asking me about, it is listed in the football category, of course, and it's in there as bidding by the last name, first letter of last name, because it's a collegiate product, and obviously none of the prospects, we don't know where any of them are going to go yet because, well, they haven't been drafted or anything yet. So that's about the only way you can do these early season things. Now, of course, there's possibility of pulling current players and Hall of Famers and everything else in that product as well, but they're going to go the same way. So they'll be first letter of last name, same as we have for our draft picks. That is numbered to 27. It's a career highlights Max Muncy for the Dodgers. Greg, he's talking about Prism Draft Picks football, the one that comes out on Friday. That's the one that Nelson was asking about. That's our first Panini release for 2019 football. Of course, they'll have... Oh, this is an extra hit in here, isn't it? Yeah, this is a fourth hit in here. And that is Eloy for the White Sox. I think somebody said they were looking for Eloy. I remember seeing that somewhere. I think it might have been in my eBay messages, though. A little prospect relic there, and it is numbered to 99 for the White Sox. So, yeah, those first few Panini releases, there's Prism Draft Picks, and then there'll be Contenders Draft Picks as well. Will be listed first letter, last name. Those are both going to be released prior to the draft taking place. And, of course, there's also the possibility of, I never kind of know what to do with Score Football. Because Score Football, they release it they usually release it on the Wednesday prior to the draft. So it comes out 2 or 3 days before the draft. And in past years, I have broken it basically on the first night of the draft. And then we so I hold it for a few days. And by then, I just don't sort it and send it until the following week when all the rounds of the draft have been concluded and we know where everybody's going. But I don't know if I'm going to do it that way this year or try to do it differently. So Score's kind of challenging as well. Russ, you just got here. We just got started, so we've only opened one box. We didn't have any Nationals relics or autographs out of that first box, I don't think. And Dave, you said we have the auto. What are you talking about there, Dave? You talking about the autograph in here? Yeah, we had one. We actually ended up with an extra hit, though. We were supposed to have 3 hits per box is what they promised us. We got 4, but I'm not entirely sure. What your chat message means. You got to help me out because it just says, awesome, I know you have the auto in there, but I don't know. I don't know what that means, man. So if there is something else you have a question about, you got to forgive my poor old brain. I can't multitask that well. You have to fire it up a little more specifically for me. All right, Nelson, you said you saw somebody that listed it with, that had every team listed. Yeah, to me, that's just too, I don't know. I don't want to sort that, frankly. That's to 150. So I don't really do mine that way. And also, I think you got to really stop and think about where each kid is from. And honestly, that's a lot of legwork, too, if you're trying to bid. Rated prospect, Urias, Padres, hollow foil back. So I just keep it simple. First letter of last name. You probably would get more money if you broke it up into teams or other things or even conferences. But again, I like to kind of keep things simple for the most part. Francisco Lindor, this is a salute to Jackie Robinson. All of those that we find, of course, are numbered to, you got it, 42. Jackie Robinson's number. Nelson, you said Score sucks. Well, listen, Score is actually not a bad product, and this year they're celebrating an anniversary, so they're going to have even more content in it than they do some years. I think it's what, their 30th anniversary of the release of the first inaugural release of Score. Maybe 30th anniversary. It's been a while anyway. I don't think that it quote-unquote sucks, but what I do think is that it's challenging for the reasons that I said. They're still in their collegiate uniforms, but they release it ahead of the draft. So then you've either got to hold it. I mean, there's really not much other way to do it, because otherwise you're bidding kind of blindly. So I just wish they would wait and release it the, Wednesday after the draft. Would make it easier. Chris, you need some Milwaukee Brewers. All right, let's try to do it. Let's try and do it. See what we can get happening for you. Nelson, I doubt I'm going to go to the National in Atlantic City. If you were asking me, you may have been asking someone else, because I just kind of glance over at chat here and there. But if you were asking me about that, I doubt that I will. Honestly, it's always such a hard time of year when they want to do the National, and then they release about 9,000 products to come out the week of the National. So, it's hard because you need to be breaking them, and I don't know, it's a pain. Reese Hoskins with a relic for the Phillies. That'll make Jay Allen happy to at least have some Reese Hoskins. We know we're searching for an autograph for him, but still we've got him to a good start. Bryce Harper with a career stats. That one looks like numbered to 130, or actually season stats. Sorry, my bad. That can be career or season, and I'm in the habit of saying career. Oh, I got you, Dave. You're saying that I got you the Eloy patch, and you got the vibe that we're still going to pull the autograph. See, I told you, brain slow, old, yeah. Sorry, man. That's Javi Baez and the Cubbies with a nicknames insert. I know, it's terrible, right? I lose my train of thought when I look over. I'm thinking, what were we talking about earlier? Yeah, sorry. Oh, Toronto Blue Jays. Hello, hello. Here's a nice hit for you. Vlad Guerrero Jr. for the Blue Jays with a little ink. That's what you've been looking for if you've got Toronto. And we found him early, so now you can kind of kick back and enjoy the rest of the break stress-free if you're Toronto anyway. Always like to find them early. All right, we're going to find a lot of these American Pride USA baseball cards. They're all going to sit over there in housekeeping as well. At the end of the break, those will be awarded using random.org to one single team. They'll go as a group. An Aaron Nola to 150, a Diamond Kings parallel 150th anniversary there for Aaron Nola and the Phillies. Dominators, I don't think we saw, or I don't think we have seen that particular insert yet. It can be numbered to a wide variety of things as well. That one was numbered to 99, but they can be found both higher and lower in number than that particular one was. Paul, you said you found a Steve Howe relic card with a weird what in it? Hang on. A weird power in it? I think that might be a typo. I think something might have auto corrected on you. It had a weird what in it? Oh, Nelson, that's okay, man. You can ask as many questions as you want. It's easier to ask questions when we're doing the live break, honestly, than going back and forth through email. It's so much easier to jump in and ask them in chat. So ask away, my friend. Leaf Sports Heroes was all kinds of awesome. You should go back and watch it if you have not seen it yet. I thought it was fantastic. I mean, first of all, everything in there is numbered to 20 or less. But I mean, we pulled a Pele 1 of 1. We pulled Larry Bird and Pete Rose. I can't even think who all was in there. Magic Johnson. We pulled all kinds of awesome stuff out of there. And all low numbered at that. Pulled some jockeys, some Triple Crown winning jockeys. That is a relic numbered to 99 for the Blue Jays. J.A. Happ. We pull, I can't even think what all, I told you guys I'm terrible about that. I see so many things per day, I can't remember what I got out of any given thing. But you should go back and watch that on last night's break. It was the very last break we did of the night, so you could almost just go to the end of the video and then just scroll, back by, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes and catch the recap. All right, so this guy's going to have to go out by way of random too. This dude here, it's an autograph obviously, but he fancies himself like a coach, a trainer, a player, something. But he also says he's 17 years old. But if you ever look at him, no, he's not 17 years old. I don't care what he says. I don't think that guy is 17 years old. But anyway, he's got a lot of, I think, YouTube videos and such. But he's not affiliated with any team, so he'll go out using random.org. Walker Buehler, Dodgers. But yeah, if you haven't seen that guy before, he's, he looks like he's like 30, but he says he's 17. So I don't know. We'll just have to, it's not like anybody's going to go ask him to produce his birth certificate. So either way, it's a fun little extra autograph in there, I guess. Oh, Paul, you had a weird powder in your relic card. On it? Was it like the... Well, there's a couple of possibilities of what it could have been. But my guess is, some of these cards, when they cut them, they do have all kinds of weird residue that comes off of them. And most of the time it doesn't, it's long gone before we'd lay our hands on it. But sometimes, particularly with chrome type cards, those little pieces of residue hang around off the edges, and you can feel them and see them sometimes on certain cards. But I think you would know the difference in that and one with a powder. Like older cards, Panini did a thing, oh gosh, this goes way back though, like 11, 12 or 12, 13. And Panini was producing some of the earlier chrome type cards, and they were putting powder on them for one of the years to just supposedly keep it from sticking to the other cards. They thought it would keep them from getting damaged or something. It was weird and awful. But outside of that, I can't think what it would be. So there's another American Pride. This one is numbered to 99, but once again, all those American Prides are just in a pile up there in housekeeping. We'll sort it out at the end of the break. And Ray, we did hit your Vlad Guerrero Jr. Autograph, as a matter of fact. Hit him out of box number 2, so you got that out of the way early on, my friend. So that was obviously a nice little hit for the Blue Jays. Brandon Nimmo there for the Mets. That's 150th anniversary. So you know the deal there. It's numbered to 150 on the back as well. And we have a stats card to 17 on a season stat there for Nick Williams. Probably sleeve it now since it's low numbered. Most of those guys, if I'm going to, even the ones that I will ultimately sleeve later, the majority of them, I'm not going to stop and do live because it adds up over this many boxes. And you'd end up having to stay up an extra half hour tonight. Nelson, the next Sports Heroes that we are breaking is the Jumbo. So what we broke last night was the hobby version. The hobby version has 20 boxes in the case, 1 hit per box, so 20 hits obviously in the whole thing. The jumbo version has only 12 boxes, but has 3 hits per box. So almost twice as many. You end up with 36 hits, and that's what tomorrow night's Leaf Sports Heroes is. Paul says you're gonna try to sniff the powder and see what happens. Hey man, you never know. You never know what kind of crazy stuff happens. Who knows what goes on in these production facilities? I mean, sometimes you get cards out of here that look like they've been chewed up by a terrier. It doesn't happen very often, but every once in a while, and you just kind of go like, what happened there? Like, how did that get past quality control? So, hey, stranger things, right? This is Andujar with a relic for the New York Yankees. You did manage to get a pinstripe, so that's always a bonus if you have the Yankees or the Mets. Well, plenty other teams too have pinstripes, but you get the idea. Shohei Ohtani with a Diamond Kings hollow foil parallel. Of course, we won't see him pitch this year, but we'll see him on DH probably in another, I don't know, probably a couple months after the start of the season, I would think. Opening day right around the corner. Adam Jones career stats. Corey Kluber 150th anniversary. And nickname on the front. So it was, it's both the nickname and that. Well, I guess, yeah, sort of the nickname. Not the way it would typically be written anyway, just his last name on there. So I'm thinking that's what they're calling his nickname. And I had the Cincinnati Reds game on earlier, Reds and Braves, and oh my gosh, just like, how can this be another season where we look like we're playing a completely different sport than everybody else? Like, how do the Reds just keep getting creamed? What is the deal? We went out and signed all these free agent, basically rentals, because they're all, you know, out of team control after the end of the season, but come on, that was the idea. The rentals would put a decent product on the field, allegedly. But then what happens? Well, we get creamed again. Of course, I don't know what the final score is. Maybe they came back. Who knows? But it didn't look good last time I saw. In fact, I switched it off and just watched Everybody Loves Raymond on a rerun. That's how bad it was. Brian Hayes for the Pittsburgh Pirates with a prospect relic. And are we pulling this guy again? Daggone, man. So, all right. We hadn't pulled him at all out of any of our other breaks. And now we've pulled him twice. So, I guess 2 teams are going to go home with Domingo when it's all said and done. And another to, what was that numbered to? 149 on that one. On the highlights, I mean, not on Domingo. Domingo's not numbered. So we do have more donruss, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. I don't know if I'm going to break it or if I'm just going to move it on down the line as a whole case. We may just move it on down the line because there's a lot coming out. Charlie Blackmon, that's of course number to 42, the salute to Jackie Robinson, Rockies. Oh shoot, I stacked that in the wrong spot. All right. Yes, it is the season when all this base card heavy stuff comes out. So this looks like an interesting insert because it's made like a credit card. and it is Randy Johnson for the Mariners, and I gotta tell you, that's pretty cool. we haven't pulled that out of any of our other breaks yet either, but that's kind of cool, right? I mean, it's set up to look totally like a credit card. That's kind of a fun little hit there, and it's Randy Johnson, so fun little hit. And wait a minute, we got a little bit of a funky corner. Can you guys see that? That upper, or yeah, that's a little funky right there. It's not terrible, but it's not great. Actually, all four of your corners are a little less than ideal, but it is a 1 of 1 anyway. So I don't even think I'll bother with the sleeve. I think we'll just put it in we'll put it in something. So hold on for a moment. Let's get it in a little get in something fancy here to keep keep its little corners from having any more unhappiness than they already had floating around in their pack. So there it is, nice little 1 of 1, right? Pretty cool, I think. I like it. So far so good. Mariners like it, I imagine. And 1 of 1s always make me happy. Eric, there is no NT football tonight. Tomorrow night, I think we have an NT football, if I remember correctly. We got a bunch of stuff tomorrow night. I'm pretty sure NT football is amongst that list. Leaf Metal, or Leaf Sports Heroes, and NT football, Cornerstones basketball. I don't know, a lot of stuff, I think, tomorrow night. We can, of course, put that spreadsheet info up again later, or it's always at the start of every break, and at the very end of the night, you'll always be able to go in any of the videos and take a look at the very beginning or the very end, and you'll be able to see everything that we're breaking in a list broken out by day for the next 4 or 5 days. Yeah, I like that Randy Johnson. I like that card design. I mean, that's pretty cool. I'll give Panini some props for that one. All right, let's stop and take a look at what we've got here. Max Scherzer with the hollow foil Diamond Kings insert. Of course, we'll have freestanding Diamond Kings to break coming up probably fairly soon. I don't remember the exact release date, but it's probably not too far in the offing. But we're getting to the point in the year where all the baseball, baseball has so many base cards always. That one's to 249 on the USA, American Pride USA Baseball. So franchise features again, once again with 2 different teams on it. Established player on the front and a prospect on the back. Numbered to 42. There's another salute to Jackie Robinson. That one is Verlander and the Astros. Whoops, I about let that get by, didn't I? But I caught it the last minute. Numbered to 99. It's also heading up there into housekeeping. Another Shohei Ohtani, but this one happens to be a Father's Day insert. It's numbered to 49. So the Father's Day, is the first one we've seen tonight, are the powder blue there to 49. There are Mother's Day possibilities as well. Those are pink, and they are numbered to 25. If we happen to get lucky enough to find one of those, hopefully. Now, so we have just 2 new releases this week. The calendar did have a lot of other stuff on it, and they moved it all around. So Wednesday night, of course, Gypsy Queen Baseball comes out. And then Friday night is when we'll have our Prism Draft Picks football. Hi, Haley. Haley the Whale, you said, were there any Heat or Raptors hits in the best of basketball? Not that I recall. I mean, hits-wise, I can definitely say not. But as far as the Leaf original cards, I don't think so. I don't remember any, but you can't, I wouldn't absolutely swear to it, but I don't think so. But hits-wise, it was 2 Donovan Mitchell rookies, a Lonzo Ball rookie out of Flawless, and a Kevin Durant. I don't remember what the other one was. Can't remember who the other... Oh, I think it might have been Dirk Nowitzki for the Mavericks, actually. I think those were the hits. That's season stats. And I'm surprised I even remembered all of those. Obviously, it still took me a minute to get that last one. Ryan McMahon, Colorado Rockies relic. Yeah, Haley, the Lonzo Ball rookie hit out of Flawless had an awesome patch, and it was numbered to 5, so it was a pretty sweet little hit in there, and then a pair of Donovan Mitchell rookie hits. The Nowitzki was nice, but it was graded to 6.5, which was kind of weird, honestly. Like, most of the time you don't see cards, modern cards, graded that low, because typically someone wouldn't send it in for grading if you didn't think, that it was likely to come back at least a 9 or higher. Most people probably wouldn't spend the money to have it graded, but somebody did, and that's how it came out. So there you go. I think that's the first time I've actually seen anything out of Best of Basketball come back graded like that. I was kind of a little bit surprised. And that is Joey Gallo with a career stats parallel, or insert, rather. I know, Haley, that's what I'm saying. Weird, right? And on Dirk Nowitzki, no less. I mean, you would think... I mean, not that Dirk Nowitzki's not a good hit, because it is if you have the Mavericks. But, I mean, you're not talking about a card that would have been worth, $2,000 or something. So you're willing to send it in and hope for the best. I mean, it was kind of a mid-range card before you got it graded. So, I don't know, odd. But anyway, that's how it came out. Jose Ramirez, Cleveland Indians. But also, you never know with these grading services. I mean, I've seen things come back that are not graded anywhere near what I thought they would be graded. So, it's hard to say. And sometimes it'll come back graded the way I would think, but the subgrades will be completely different than the way I would have guessed them to be, although the overall card grade might hit. Willie Adame's Tampa Bay Rays with a little autograph hit there. So, yeah, I wouldn't want to work at a grading service, I don't think. It would just be... I don't think it'd be very much fun, honestly. Supposedly, I'm going to assume this is correct. I don't know what they say, is that a group of people will look at it. And then they will, each person out of this group will submit their grades, and then they'll kind of average them to come up with the card score. So we're 4 boxes in, 4 boxes left to go. So we're at the halfway point of this 8-box donruss. For anybody who keeps track of that sort of thing. Or, hey, if you need an intermission or whatever. We're officially at intermission, the halfway point. But I also sometimes wonder how much do they really train those people before they turn them loose? You know? I mean, is it like how much practice do those people get grading before they just hand them a stack of 5,000 cards and say, get busy? And I would think just human nature might be, if it was somebody who knew sports, and you would assume they probably do or would, I would think it would almost be human nature that they would give high profile cards a little bit higher grade, because you wouldn't want to be the one to ding a card that maybe was going to be worth $2,000 or something. I think you'd be more likely to think, if something could be a 9 or maybe a 9.25, maybe you round it up to a 9.5 when you grade it. That sort of thing. Hollow foil back for the Cardinals, numbered to 99. And I don't mean like they would do it consciously, but like a subconscious kind of thing, thinking, oh, this card's worth a lot of money, and, you know, round it up. Maybe they don't. I don't know. Sterling Marte, 150th anniversary. But I could see how something like that might happen. That's numbered to 500 career stats. They should do a podcast with people who grade cards. I mean, not like, doesn't have to be like an everyday one. Career stats. But, you know, Beckett or PSA DNA, one of those groups, just like interview some of those guys or gals and let them take questions from people about how the process works. I think that'd be really interesting myself. And you wonder, how many submissions do they see every day? Because think about the turnaround time for these cards. A lot of them are really slow these days, especially, you know, Beckett at one point was, gosh, almost a year behind. I think they're a little better now, but think about how many submissions you must get in and how many each person would have to grade every day to fill up 8 hours. Adrian Gonzalez, Dodgers relic. They gotta be making so much money, too. I mean, the company, not maybe the individual grading people. There's Haria, Milwaukee Brewers with a prospect relic. And we have ourselves a little signature hit here for the St. Louis Cardinals. And that is Daniel Ponce de Leon with an autograph hit signature series headed to the Cardinals. His last name barely fits on his jersey. It's got that huge arc, you know. It still barely fits on there. Oh, Leaf announced a new product series, and it is Leaf autographed baseball bats. And you know, Leaf memorabilia, they usually have pretty solid checklists. Of course, they also never release the full checklist. You kind of just learn it as you go. But I break a lot of it. I mean, we probably broke 10 or 12 cases of Leaf autographed football jerseys by the half case. And so we got a pretty good idea of what all was in there. And without having the full checklist. But we break a lot of Leaf stuff, and that's why in general I would say they have pretty good signers. But they did announce a few of the bats that are going to be in there on their marketing materials. Joe DiMaggio was one of them. Frank Thomas was one of them. There were like 4 or 5 on there. I can't remember who the others were, though. They don't come out for a few more months, but yet I'm kind of glad to see Leaf getting into the autographed baseball bat game because I feel like they'll probably bring us some good signatures. Juan Soto, Washington Nationals relic. But it seems like Leaf's been really busy. They've been introducing a lot of new products recently and a lot of new formats. Products that didn't used to have jumbo possibilities in the past now do have jumbo parallels in addition to the hobby cases. And they're starting to kind of up their game a little bit, so to speak. Which I'm glad to see. I like Leaf, so... As you know, I break a lot of it. A Dominators insert, that was numbered to 999, Blake Snell for the Tampa Bay Rays. Oh, my screen's trying to time out over here. Wake up, screen. And a Rhys Hoskins hollow foil back. That's numbered to 99 for the Phillies. Another one be headed off to Jay Allen. I'm pretty sure he said the Phillies were one of his teams tonight. Diamond Kings hollow foil for Realmuto Marlin. He's been traded, of course, but still said Miami on that card, so... Headed to the Marlins. I do like donruss, but man, I wish they had fewer packs. Let's stop and look at these. And we have ourselves a salute to Jackie Robinson for Andrew Haney. Of course, numbered to 42. And the Angels. I didn't say the Angels, did I? I was thinking it, but I didn't say it because I went off on a tangent in my head there for a second. Walker Buehler for the Dodgers with a relic. That is career stats. Eric Hosmer as a Padre on that card. Christian Yelich. Still a Marlin on this card. Relic. It's one thing I have noticed about donruss this year is they've got a lot of relics in there for players on their former teams. And you kind of are going like, what happened? Did they open a closet and just find, oh yeah, here's a stash of uniforms that we didn't cut up and put in cards before, so let's do it now. I mean, it's just odd. So, of course, Johnny Football debuted in I can never get the name of this right. American Alliance of American Football. I don't know. Anyway, the letters are AAF. And, of course, you know he was playing up in Canada, and he got sacked up there. I don't mean sacked. That was the wrong choice of words, being he's a quarterback. He got fired. He got canned. they said he could not play there anymore because he somehow violated whatever terms he had agreed to when he signed with them. So who knows what all those were, but whatever they were, violated some of them, and they kicked him out, kicked him off the team. So now he has found himself a home down here with an AAF team. And yeah, I guess his debut was not spectacular over the weekend. Although I think they did say he completed one fairly long pass. I didn't watch it. I was all about March Madness this weekend. But that's what I was reading. And, and apparently he's not going to get the starting job in the AAF either. He's going to be the backup quarterback there. I mean, guys are like running out of options. I don't know. We have some of that AAF football to break, by the way. Yeah, we do. I ordered a case of that. It came out on Friday. It's Topps put out that card set. And I haven't really had time to figure out how to list it yet, because there's only 8 teams. So I don't know if I'm going to list it by team, or if I'll do it as a player break, or what exactly. I need to break down the checklist. But anyway, at some point in the next, I don't know, week or so maybe, we'll get into that AAF football and break it. Oh, Greg says he thinks they're using the old teams because that's the retro card design. Yeah, maybe, but that's still an odd choice. I mean, you know, for the most part, you kind of expect, if you're buying in, to find your current players, unless they're recently traded, with their current teams, for the most part, on hits. I mean, so I don't know. It was an odd choice, I thought, but I mean, that makes sense that it could be that. I mean, I'm sure you're right. I'm sure you are up on it more than I. Absolutely. A Shohei Ohtani relic for the Angels. But it really also would have to mean that they intentionally saved uniforms from past teams for all these guys. Well, not necessarily. I mean, frankly, I guess they wouldn't have had to have saved them. All they do is have them try them on most of the time anyway. Like as they're signing cards, take this on, put this off. You know, put this one on, take this one off. So I guess most of this is not really game used. Bryce Harper to 42. It is a salute to Jackie Robinson, headed to the Washington Nationals. Something to remember your man by. Now that he's a Philadelphia Philly. Jeremy, I don't really think that's why. I mean, it could be Jeremy saying his theory is that maybe he got released from his contract because he was reaching out to the AAF for opportunities to play. But that doesn't really line up too much either, because AAF has been up and running for several weeks now, and Johnny Football got canned a while back. And one would think if it had been about the AAF, he would have gone straight to the AAF. So I doubt it. I'd say it probably has more to do with, that's to 184 career stats, Bryce Harper, Nats. I'd say it probably either has to do with, I think they had him going to like anger management or counseling or therapy of some sort. So he probably either dodged out on that, or I'm sure they had some clauses in there about drinking and things, given his history. My guess is he dodged out on one of those kind of things. And I'm sure the AAF has him in under restrictions as well, but maybe not as tight as the CFL did. But I'm sure somebody out there knows exactly what happened. It'll come to light somewhere along the way, one would imagine. But I don't think he was absolutely, throwing the lights out in CFL either. I think it was kind of a mixed bag, so. You never know. You never know. But actually, I think they didn't end up scoring on the drive where Manziel had apparently a pretty good couple of connections, or at least a good connection in there. They got within field goal range, and then I guess my kicker missed it. I was like, oh, man. We had a kicker with UK, which is my alma mater. It's to 150 for the Reese McGuire for the Blue Jays. And he was excellent for us. Definitely won some games for us. Excellent, excellent kicker. Austin McGinnis. And usually just clutch money. And he's playing in the AAF and apparently like clanked it off the upright. So I was like, whoops. It sounds like my guy messed up the scoring drive by clanking it off the upright. Oakland A's, Matt Olson. Which I really was surprised because, I mean, here, Austin McGinnis, he was just solid. He probably could have booted it in from 50 yards out practically. So, I don't know what happened. To 49, that is Brandon Crawford. Giants, Father's Day. Parallel. Wander Franco, Tampa Bay Rays. With a little relic action. Apparently, though, the NFL Rules Committee is actually considering a variation of what the AAF is doing to replace the onside kick. So, what they're allegedly discussing, so it has been reported anyway, is in the fourth quarter, you could only do it in the fourth quarter. Instead of an onside kick, you would have a chance to possess the ball like at your own, I want to say it was 35-yard line, and you had to make at least a 15-yard, I don't know if it was play or pass. I want to say pass, but it could have been play. But anyway, it had to be 15 yards. So basically you're set up at like 4th and 15. And then if you convert it, then you get a first down and you get to keep on trucking. And if you don't, then the other team, I don't know if the other team was supposed to get the ball at that spot or somewhere else. I cannot recall the specifics. But anyway, as an alternative to the onside kick, apparently the Rules Committee is actually considering it. And I think AAF's version was slightly different than what the NFL is considering, but that's where the idea originated anyway. So, who knows? AAF may bring us some cool, fun little stuff, may carry over into the NFL. Here comes an autograph hit for Christian Stewart and the Detroit Tigers. Signature series numbered to 25, no less. Hey, hey. I like the low numbers. As do we all, right? There's nobody out there going, yeah, I want the one numbered to 999. I know, right? I don't know. But honestly, when they're to 999, like, why number it? Just save the time. Don't number the card. That's all I'm saying. And that is numbered to 349. So that Nolan Arenado a little more respectable in its numbering. Corbin Burns was trying to hitch a ride with our blank card there. Mr. Acuna, 150th anniversary parallel. And also his full name was on it. So it's a name variation 2 in addition to being numbered to 150. stats card. I have noticed in general on those stats cards, there's a tendency for the hollow foil coating on that particular card set in Donruss this year. There is a tendency for the hollow foil to somewhat separate from the cardboard, typically on the lower edge. And I've noticed it on a handful of them, season stats, as I get them, you know, in sleeves or ready to ship or whatever. So I don't know what's going on with that, but it is a little bit of an issue in Donruss this year. I've seen some that were really bad, like super obvious, and we catch those in the break, of course. Some of the more minor ones I don't notice until the sort, but a few little weird things going on there, here and there. Right? See, I told you, Pele 1 of 1. That's what I said. I mean, like, there's some good stuff in there. Nelson said he just watched that to see what hits came out of Leaf Sports Heroes last night, and he was looking at what the bid price was for the last name P, which of course Pele is just the one name, so it goes to P. Jacob deGrom for the Mets on the Dominators. I mean, I don't even know if Pele, I guess Pele does have another name other than just Pele, but that's all I've ever heard him called. Unlike Ichiro Suzuki, who we know his last name is Suzuki, even though most people just call him Ichiro. But I have no idea what Pele's second name is. I don't even know if Pele's his first name or his last name. I just know who he is. Ronald Acuna, Atlanta Braves. Little relic for Mr. Acuna. But yeah, Nelson, I mean, you see what I mean, though? There were a lot of really nice hits in there at low-numbered, nice, good hits. And the prices last night were really very low, I thought. And people got some excellent, excellent deals out of that product. You said the Pele that is numbered to 5 is already at 160 on an eBay auction. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the 1 of 1 will go for, but it'll be high, I expect. I mean, I knew that when I pulled it. I was like, oh, man, that's a really nice hit. Of course, the beautiful thing about those is they're all numbered 20 or less, and they're all encased. So they come like they come. And we hit the Clyde Drexler. That's right, we had a Clyde Drexler 1 of 1 in there as well. Printing plate and autograph. So, some good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, the bees definitely hit some stuff there at the end. That Larry Bird was a really nice one in particular. But there's all kinds of possibilities in there. I mean, there are Olympic athletes in there. Obviously, baseball, basketball, football, boxing possibilities, MMA. I mean, Floyd Mayweather is a possibility. Conor McGregor. Lance Armstrong. Not that I know that we would want him, but maybe somebody does. Jockeys, Olympians. I mean, it's a pretty wide variety of people that are covered on that checklist as possibilities. Of course, you never know on any given day who you're going to get, but it's a lot of good possibilities. There's Matt Chapman, number to 42, Oakland A's. Salute to Jackie Robinson. We're on the last box, by the way. This is last box mojo time. A Shohei Ohtani highlights card numbered to, I believe that said 249. Oh, you said there's another Pele out there, another 1 of 1 in the gold vinyl version. Well, who knows? Maybe we'll have that in the next case. You never know. You never know. Dakota Hudson, St. Louis Cardinals, number 299. Coming out of our last box here. And of course, when we finish up, we do still have some cards to deal with off in the housekeeping area that you note up there at the top. That was a stats card. So we'll have that group of American Pride cards, which is the USA, Team USA baseball. Those will all go out to somebody as one group. Then we've got all those franchise futures that have the up-and-comers on the back and the current guys on the front. Hollow foil back Trey Turner. And then we've got the 2 autographs from Domingo, who claims he's 17, but we all know he's not. So we've got a couple autographs for him, too. All that stuff will be done after we finish looking through this last little bit of this box here. That one's to 149 on that particular Acuna. And then we'll, after we do that, then we will recap the autograph and relic hits for anybody who might be interested in that. Nelson, you're funny. You need to open a credit line. Hey, listen, I'm going to tell you, if you don't know this already, this is actually kind of cool, but then again, it could get you in trouble. But I know I have used this in the past, and I know that some people who bid with me regularly also use it. It's kind of a good way to do it if you resell, especially. PayPal credit, right? Have you ever looked at that? As long as you pay it off within, well, it has to be $99 or more to qualify, I think. But as long as the invoice is I think it's $99 or more, and you select PayPal credit when you check out, then they give you like 6 months to pay it off without any interest, as long as you pay it off within the 6 months. So I know for sure there are people that utilize that resell, you know, buy your spots and then get your cards in, sell it as you sell it, then you pay off the PayPal thing, and they're basically just floating in interest-free loan. And I've used that in the past myself. I haven't used it recently, but I have used it in the past. And it is pretty handy, I have to admit. 90 days, same as cash or whatever. Gives you a lot of time to get stuff sold if you feel so inclined to do it that way. Diamond Kings, Matt Chapman with the hollow foil back, numbered to 99, Oakland A's. Brandon Crawford, hollow foil Diamond Kings for the San Francisco Giants. Robinson Cano trying to cause problems, sticking to our little block card there. Danny Jansen, that is a stats card, career stats. Another American Pride to go up here in our stack. You know, that's why I always flip those things over, because it's so easy. Certain types of cards will stick to those more so than other cards, but the way these cards are made, they have a nasty habit of sticking to those little inserts. Mr. Yelich for the Milwaukee Brewers, relic. Oh, hang on. I got a bunch of stuff in my... hang on here a second, guys. This is... all right. There we go. So, Nelson, you asked me if I did any... Facebook. No, I do not do any Facebook breaks. I don't really like using Facebook. I gotta be honest. It's not my favorite thing. And Corey's here. Hey, Corey. You asked if anything great hit tonight. I would say, I mean, there was some good stuff out of Leaf Best of Basketball. But there's always some good stuff out of Leaf Best Basketball. And we do have a nice little one-of-one Randy Johnson in here. But, I mean, there's nothing that is like a $1 million card. There's Walker Buehler for the Dodgers with a relic. And you did see that I answered your question, right? Sorry, guys, I'm just trying to get rid of this person who is spamming us here repeatedly. So I am trying to get all of that out of here. They seem to have lots of usernames and pretty intent on spamming in our chat. So I guess that sounds like somebody who's kind of desperate, honestly, doesn't it? They got to come and, oh, here they come again. Okay. So this is obviously at this point, this is somebody doing that quite intentionally, but that's not to be surprised. Now, is it, guys? Sorry, I'm just taking care of this. Give me 1 second. Yeah, we're going to have to start giving people moderator powers. Guzman for the Rangers. All right. Okay, guys, so we've got a little housekeeping to do, as you know, before we do our recap. So we got to get all of that taken care of. And we got lots of housekeeping tonight, as a matter of fact. Lots and lots of it. So we're going to start, I guess, with this group. These are our American Pride USA baseball cards. They are going to go as one group by way of random. So somebody is going to get that entire little stack of cards that we just looked at there. And it's going to go like this. I'll bring you along with me, but basically I'm going to go into our spreadsheet. From there, I'm going to copy all of the team names and paste them into random.org. Because we have 10 or more items in our list, we're going to hit random one single time. And then we will, at that point, give it to whoever comes up in the number one bidding position. Alrighty, let me give us on the right spot here. I guess it doesn't matter. They were both baseball tonight, weren't they? Or no, one was basketball. It doesn't matter where I am on the spreadsheet. There we go. All right, so easy. Copy it. Roll over to random.org, paste it in. We're going to run random a single time. Whoever comes up in the number one bidding position when we get done takes home that little pile of American Pride cards. So good luck, everybody, for those of you who are interested in it. It is headed to the Cubbies. So that is this little pack of cards in here headed to the Chicago Cubs. Next up, we have got franchise features. Now we've got two different teams on the vast majority of these. So as you can see, we've got a current player on the front, and on the back you have your prospect. And we know it's the back because it's got all the logos and whatnot on it. So we're going to do this one a little differently. We're going to go to random and type in front, and we're going to type in back. And in this case, because we have fewer than 10 items in our list, we're going to do random 3 different times. The first 2 don't count. It's only going to be the third and final random that will make the decision here. And we'll get this going. All right, so once again, you can ignore the first one, ignore the second one. Here's our third and final. There you'll see 3 times our date and time stamp. It comes up as the front side of the card. So let me get one of these in the sleeve so I can mark out that it's the front side, and that's to remind me when it's time to sort. Of course, again, marked on the sleeve, not the card. So that means these are going to go as follows. That one's headed to Corey Seager, and that one's headed to the Corey Seager spot. So those, of course, both Dodgers. Carlos Correa to the Astros, Clayton Kershaw to the Dodgers, Trevor Story, Rockies, Paul Goldschmidt, still a Diamondback on there, and Charlie Blackmon for the Rockies. So that is how those are awarded. Now we've got these two cards here for Domingo, and he, of course, again, not associated with any team. We discussed that when we pulled them. So we're going to go back to our dear friend random. We're going to paste our teams in there one more time. And because there are two of those, in this instance, the top two after we randomize will get one each. Okay, so whoever's in number one bidding position is going to get one of those. Whoever ends up in number two, not bidding position, but number two position after randomizing will get the second one. So there you see everything is in there as it should be. And good luck, everyone. We are the Rockies and the Blue Jays, taking those two home. Rockies and Blue Jays. So let me get that marked on the back here. And we're about ready to recap. We're getting there. We are getting there. All right. So, Rockies got one by way of random. Blue Jays, the other one by way of random. This is we got lots of numbered stuff in here, as you know, but these are our lower numbered hits. So Matt Chapman for the A's to 42. Brandon Crawford there to 49 on the Father's Day. 42 for Bryce Harper. 42 for Haney to 49 Father's Day for Shohei. Verlander to 42. Charlie Blackmon to 42. Francisco Lindor to 42. Next up, we have a relic, Tampa Bay Rays, Wander Franco. Then we have a signature for the St. Louis Cardinals with Ponce de Leon. Correa and the Brewers. The Dodgers with Adrian Gonzalez, Jose Ramirez, and the Cleveland Indians. Ryan McMahon, Colorado Rockies. Cabrian Hayes, Pittsburgh Pirates. Andujar for the Yankees. Toronto Blue Jays, J.A. Happ. There's that nice Vlad Guerrero Jr. for the Toronto Blue Jays. The Phillies with Rhys Hoskins. Eloy's here for the White Sox. We have another signature series, Reese McGuire for the Blue Jays. A Luciano relic for the Giants. Almost said 49ers. Let's try that again. San Francisco Giants. A Moustakas relic for the Kansas City Royals. Guzman for the Rangers. Walker Buehler, Dodgers. Christian Yelich, Brewers. A signature series numbered to 99, Dakota Hudson and the Cardinals. A relic for Acuna. That one is numbered to 25 for Christian Stewart and the Detroit Tigers autograph. Matt Olson relic for the Brewers. Shohei Ohtani relic, Angels. That is a Marlins Christian Yelich relic. Walker Buehler again for the Dodgers. Juan Soto for the Nats. We had a signature for Willie Adames and the Tampa Bay Rays. And then our one of one. Our handsome one of one, Randy Johnson, Seattle Mariners. And that's a pretty cool card design, too. I mean, it's made like a credit card, signed on the front. Obviously, facsimile signature on the back, his real signature on the front. And as a whole, I think that's a pretty cool little card. So that is our break tonight and our recap for tonight. But as promised, I am going to give you spreadsheet information again. So for those of you who are asking about what's breaking when over the next few days, we're going to take a look at that for you right now. And then immediately following that, we'll take another pass through the anticipated shipping dates for anybody who missed it earlier. So tomorrow night, Leaf Autograph Multi-Sport Jersey, Cornerstones Basketball, National Treasures Football, and Inception Baseball, all coming in tomorrow night. Going to be a big one tomorrow night. Wednesday, that's Gypsy Queen release day. It'll be a half case of Gypsy Queen baseball and a 3-box inner case of Onyx Preferred Players autograph baseballs. On Thursday, Gold Rush autograph basketball jersey, a 12-box case of Leaf Metal Sports Heroes Jumbo, guys, which is almost twice as many hits as we had out of the case that we broke the other night, which was a hobby case. This one's got 36 hits in it. We will also open another case of Inception, and we're going to open a half case, 6-box half case of Select Basketball First Off the Line edition, all on Thursday night. Friday is the release day for Panini Prism Draft Picks Football. The first of our 2019 football from Panini makes an appearance on Friday night. We'll break it by the full case. And on Saturday, we'll break the back half of the Gypsy Queen case that we start on Wednesday night. All right, so that's how that looks. One more time, we have got shipping information, guys. So the free shipping break tonight, which was Leaf Best of Basketball, on the way no later than a week from today. Free shipping stuff, I always say, give me a week to get it out to you. It usually goes out a lot faster than that, but that would be the latest it's going to be, okay? Our paid shipping breaks tonight, which was donruss, I'm projecting to go out on Thursday. As always, if my week goes really well, it could get out a day early. If my week goes way off the rails, it could be a day late. Most of the time, it's right about the time I project. So that's why it's got that little plus or minus on there. Don't need to worry about consolation cards for donruss baseball. Every team pulled something. However, in Leaf Best of Basketball, if you got skunked, you are entitled to a consolation card. It can be from any year in any series. I keep track of it for a rolling 90-day period. Usually, I would just hold it and send it out with your next package just because it is a free shipping break. But if you want it sent sooner, all you have to do is send me a message and let me know. I will happily get that squared away for you. So that, kids, is it for me tonight. And, of course, we are going to be back at it again tomorrow night and in all the many nights ahead. So hopefully I will see you again soon, if not tomorrow night, sometime along the way. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of your week. We've only got, what, 3 more days till we get back to March Madness? Yeah, I think I can make it. All right, we'll see you the next time. Oh, Paul's here. Hi, Paul. And Corey's out of here. Bye, Corey. All right, take care, everyone. We'll see you next time. Bye now.